Expectations are basically what people think we should be doing, what they expect from us. That could be family, friends, it could be yourself, actually. We have expectations of ourselves all the time. Sometimes they can be negative expectations when people think we can't do what we know we can, and that can be frustrating. Or they can be really positive and make us feel great about stuff. They can also, though, those positive expectations can give us pressures that can make us worry about whether we can achieve what people expect us to. And that happens particularly around things like exams and schoolwork. So when those expectations hit us, they can either really bolster us and help us to do well. So if you have, for example, your family telling you that you're really good at something and you've been doing really well at it, it can give us a lot of confidence. But equally, if somebody's saying, you're brilliant at chemistry, say, you're going to ace these exams, you're going to get top marks, you're going to end up at Oxford or Cambridge, and you're going to end up being the biggest scientist there ever has been. That's a huge pressure. And that's when that positive expectation can actually affect us negatively. Equally, some people can say, do you know what? You're rubbish at that. There's no point in you trying. No point in you doing any of it at all. That can actually lead to not just frustrations, but to us feeling bad about all aspects of our lives. So positive, negative, they can have all kinds of impacts on our mental health, and it's up to us to make sure that we take the positive more than the negative. Managing those expectations is really important, and there are various ways that we can do that. It's important to talk to people if you feel that they're putting too much pressure on you to succeed. But it's also important to challenge your own thinking about it. So have they said what's real about my existence, about what I can achieve? Or are they putting too much pressure? Are they not expecting enough of me? There's an inner monologue that we all have about how good we are at something and what we can do. And by making sure that inner monologue is positive, we can do all kinds of things. We can meet expectations, but in a realistic way. It's really important to keep it real. We're all motivated by different things, but most of us are motivated by validation, by praise, by people saying good things about us that make us want to do more and make us want to succeed more. It's important to listen when somebody does say good things about us and to take them on board. It's very easy to just dismiss them, but actually people very rarely compliment us if they don't mean it. So hold on to that. Take it in. Accept that you've done something really good. And if somebody says something negative to you, just take a moment and think about it. Is it real? Do you believe it yourself? And if not, let it go. If we feel there's too much pressure on us and the expectations that are put on us are greater than we can actually achieve, then have that chat with the person. Say, I'm really not comfortable with this. I don't feel like you're being fair to me. Or, I don't think I can achieve that. It may be that they change their expectations of you, or it could be that they'll have a chat with you about what they believe is true about what you're doing. Maybe your expectations of yourself aren't high enough. So always talk to somebody that you trust, somebody whose opinion you believe in, and take it in, accept it, and let your expectations somehow combine with theirs to give you something that's more realistic to hang on to and relieve some of that pressure. One of the best ways of dealing with anxiety overall and worries is to think about the anxiety equation. It's something we use all the time in Strong Young Minds. So think about, for a start, how likely is it that what you're worrying about is going to happen? So say it's an exam. How likely are you to fail? Maybe you are likely to fail, okay. But maybe actually you're very likely to pass and do quite well. You've been doing all kinds of work and revision, and you've talked to your teachers and they're really comfortable too. And then how awful is it going to be if you actually do fail? How's it going to impact on your life? You're going to be able to retake it if you do fail. And anyway, maybe that's not the route for you. It's not your favourite subject. You don't need to have it. Think about it in those ways. So how likely something is, how awful it is, meld them together. If it feels overwhelming, then think about the things underneath that line of the equation. How can you cope better? What reserves do you have? What resources do you have? Maybe it's about talking to your teacher for that subject and saying, I'm really worried. I really want to do well. I don't think I'm going to. They can either give you some more realism about expectations, or maybe they can set you a bit of extra work to help you feel more confident. And what we've been saying all the way through, how about talking to somebody you trust? Get them to give you their view. How likely, how awful, and how can you make that better? You could make that into a poster, put it on your wall somewhere that you're going to spot it, and just take a look at it whenever you're feeling that anxiety or pressure. And hopefully by going through that, it will help you to see a way forward and give you more confidence.